If I've learned one thing in 5 months as someone who's been working completely for themselves, this is it. For me, I am someone who has always moved very quickly. People consider me quite decisive. People actually sometimes consider me impulsive because I act very quickly. Now, you can decide if that's a superpower or a weakness, but for me, it is something that I think has tremendously helped my business when I am deciding what I truly want out of it, and also figuring out what works and figuring out what doesn't. I think it's going to save me some time and some money in the long run. So the one thing that I have learned is don't take too long to make a decision, because for every minute that goes by where you have not acted, taken action, or made a decision, you are stunting your growth. You are now just making it a longer timeline between you and where you want to be or success. There's those quotes that say, like, if you knew you were going to fail 32 times before you succeeded, how quickly and motivated would you be to fail? You'd be so much more excited. You'd be like, okay, once I fail 3 times, I know I'd have to fail 4 times. And then you're like, once I get to 32, I know I'm going to succeed. So I'd rather just get it over with. And I think the same thing goes for when you are just in an innovative phase and trying to figure out what you really want for a business. So for me, I'm building Full Potential Club right now. And at the beginning, it was like, okay, how do I get all these people just to come into a room and like spend time together? And that was in January of this year. And that turned into hosting in-person events and having guest speakers and having workshops. And they were all on different topics and themes. And at the end of the day, like anything that really resonated with reaching your full potential. Today, that's already made such a big pivot where now we primarily focus on female business owners. And so if you're someone who is running a startup or wants to, or you've had a business for a few years and you consider yourself an entrepreneur or a small business owner, you might be the person who comes to our online forum collective, which is a monthly meetup, and you get to actually check in on yourself, talk about what's going on, get other people's feedback, and get people's opinions on like what you're going through and maybe what they've done in the past to solve that problem. Anyways, the point of all of that is that if I were to not try different things and just kind of get stuck when things weren't working, and maybe I had a workshop that I didn't love or I didn't consider that successful, and then I just still tried to do that for another 6 months, like I would still be so far away. And now the forum is just launching. It's only been around since the beginning of October, but yet I'm just one step closer to figuring out what I want to do. And so, as I said when I started this, it's very much not about me coming to you and saying like, I have figured it all out, because I definitely have not. But this is more so a space for me to just reflect, talk about what I've learned so far, and if it even just helps one person, then I've done my job. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any other questions, you can follow me on Full Potential Club YYC, or my personal is Sierra Kennedy Content. Definitely subscribe to the video because we'll be putting out more like this, and I hope to see you at the collective soon if it resonates.